Hello everybody, and welcome to the Grim Report. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have shaved. Don't ask why. I just goofed. Well, this is about UFO, but the Japanese government denying UFOs. This comes from, of course, coast to coast. But Asia Shinobi, the Asian Shinobi, I guess it's a news thing. UFO phobics can sleep easy. Alien attack unlikely, says government. The government may be making plans to deal with the possible ballistic missile attack by North Korea, but it has confirmed Japan has come to less flying national security threat to worry about UFOs. Prime Minister Shizuno Abe's cabinet on February 27th approved an official response to about the threat from unidentified flying objects. They said their existence has not been confirmed. Of course, hasn't it? And we have not made any particular consideration of how to respond should one fly into Japan. The response was made by the questions raised by the Shigeya Osaka, a lower house member to the optimistic Constitutional Democrat Party of Japan. Osaka pointed to the recent article in the New York Times about secret study in UFOs conducted by the U.S. Defense Department between 2007 and 2012. He wanted to know if a UFO attack would be considered an armed attack situation in which Japan would directly attack military or survival threat situation defined under national security laws as warranting the exercise of the right to collective self-defense. This was not the first time the government has officially addressed this issue of UFOs. In 2007, the cabinet approved a similar response that said the existence of UFOs had not been confirmed. However, at news conference at the time, Chief Cabinet Secretary Nobunaka Mishira said that the official response for the government is extremely stereotypical. I personally believe UFOs definitely exist. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, of course, there has been no evidence of UFOs actually existing. No, there has, but that's debatable. All the evidence we have is debatable. We know this. But for Japan to come out and say there is no evidence to the existence, there is evidence, but the thing is it confirmable? Metals, all this and all that. Crashed spaceships, little green men. There's no real recollection of them actually existing as we know it. Now, there are skeptics, of course, people who say there isn't, but there are people who believe that there is. Abductions and stuff like that. Now, the thing is that I have never heard, personally, that Japan even seeing a UFO. Now, I may be wrong. Like I said, I personally have not. Now, Japan's not denying their existence. They're just saying it's never been proven. Just like our government says they've never been proven, but yet we have a defense for them. Why have a defense for something that doesn't exist? I mean, that's just like making something to protect against dragons when dragons don't exist. Dragons are purely fantasy that we know of. Now, we all know that things that are myth and mythological, all things are based on some facts. Now, if these facts are real or not, true or not. Most facts come from three sources: historical, factual, fictional. Now, where those three meet is where the myth begins, that we know of. There may be actual facts that prove that UFOs exist. Could be actual evidence. But the myth of aliens are little green men. That's the myth. None of them say that they're actually little green men. There are plenty of people that say UFOs are time travelers from another time. Some say they are what they call greys, which are kind of similar to humans. Some of it even actually says that a grey is actually a humanoid, like you or I, that did the cloning process too many times. And then there's also the lizard-looking creatures. Some say there's about a 6 foot, 7 foot lizard race out there that looks humanoid, like you or I. Then there's interesting that some would say that even Dogman, yes, is a alien. And some say Bigfoot is something that the aliens created. Then there's others that say you or I were created by the extraterrestrials. I do not subscribe to that one because I'm a big believer in the Lord God Almighty. Everyone who knows this, who heard my exit, knows this. It is debatable. All of this is debatable. None of it is based on the second one, factual. Historical, yes, there has been many sightings of spacecrafts throughout the decades. Some even say there's pictures of spacecraft in the pictures of the Bible. There's pictures of spacecraft. Some say. Some even say that Jesus Christ might have been part alien. I know there's a lot of people that would just completely disagree with me, but I have to be biased. I have to look at all the factual evidence. But no one has said that that is factual. Historical, yes, but not factual. That's where it falls in the line of non-fiction. Enough with the discussion. Japan does not believe that there's any threat of alien extraterrestrial spacecrafts that are in Japan or will arrive in Japan, or that they're even a threat. So there's no defense put in place that we know of. Even though our government says there is no defense put in place, there are plenty of defenses put in